Hello, and welcome back to the land of the seven suns with me, Fishy Plant Man, as your host. Okay, yeah, this is the plant that is failing to thrive. It is wetter than that, but for some reason, the moisture keeps dropping if you just leave the moisture stick in the dirt. So it's much wetter than that. Why am I not in the center of the... You can even see as I've been talking, it's been dropping. So, yeah, I can do that and it goes right back up again. So it's not drying out and it is still failing to thrive. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to have to do something more. Definitely have to do something more. Yeah, they got new food. It changes. This time it's pellets. But, yeah, this is everything I took off. 3 or 4 more leaves. And, yeah, part of the stem. So, I'm going to see if I can, start a water plant probably with these 2 nodes here. Do that off camera. And maybe tomorrow have a look at the rest of this and see what I want to do. I'm thinking I've got some root rot. I mean, doesn't that look like it's rotted off at the base? What would you think? So, yeah. I suspect there's some root rot, and I'm probably going to have some cuttings if I act now. If I continue to let it dry out, which if it really dried out that fast, we would be golden. But if I continue to let it dry out, I think I'm just going to have a rotten plant. So the step of just dumping the water out, unfortunately, has not worked. It's still failing. I tried. But I don't want to end on a sour note. There it is. That's what's left. Yeah, I think this is kind of a bad deal. I mean, I might still have hope, but could you imagine somebody that just buys a plant and throws water at it once a week? Yeah, I don't think that plant would make it, and then they would be out. Let's call it a $5 bill. It was reduced quite a bit, probably because they figure it's dying. I've still got a card or 2 to play. But, like I said, I don't want to end it on a sour note, so let's look at some plants that are doing better. Yeah, there's nothing in that tank. It's about half full of water, but there's nothing in it. Here is what was sold to me as a golden pothos. Yeah, that's a rib bone I plopped in there. It was originally the dog's. Picked it up off the floor, and yeah, it got set in there, and it's gonna stay there because I don't mind it. And maybe the plant will get some calcium as water flows over it. It's not gonna do a lot, but it's not hurting anything either. Okay, healthy little plant. I've taken several cuttings off of it. Not quite sure what's going on here. Oh, I see. The base has rotted off, but an aerial root, right? We don't need that in there anymore. An aerial root right there has taken. So, yeah, it's trying to feed the plant. It's right there. Looks like this one right here at the edge wants to jump into the soil. So, yeah, it's doing what it can. Looks like it needs some water. It's trying. It's got a couple leaves here that it's shot off a side shoot from the last cutting. It's doing good. Its most recent cutting, yeah, the one that's failing to thrive, let's set it over here for the moment. I can't remember how it started, but it grew a couple of leaves, and then it is stalled. It's not getting a whole ton of light over here. If it grows, it grows. If it dies, I really don't care less. I'm hoping it'll grow in there for the benefit of the tank. But if this cutting fails, I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm not out a plant. We've got pothos growing feet after feet after feet. It goes to the center, it goes back a couple of times. Somewhere right in there, you can see where the little brown stick is. That's where one vine starts. And then over here, I'd started another vine someplace. There's two vines. And that, sorry, I don't scrape that tank as much as I should because I don't show it on video a whole lot. So the water's healthy, the look leaves something to be desired. A lot of something. That is feet after feet after feet of pothos. Goes back there and up here and back there again, and I don't even know what's going on. I've been wrestling vines. Seems like there's 3 vines now. Not sure where the third one came from. I only planted 2, but I'm sure I wrestled 3. Because one just went straight down behind it and was trying to root into the floor. But yeah, you unwrap all that, it would go over to the door. Maybe past the door, which is, well, there's a foot from that tank, a gap of about a foot, a gap of another foot, and then that's a 20 tall over there for the blind fish, I think. So, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's like 10 feet to the door. Probably more. And I would not be surprised if not only this pothos could make it to the door, but the Adansonii monstera as well. It goes up, it goes over, it goes back down, and then it goes back up and back over and back down and back up and back over. Like I said, I'm lost on it too. But I got a feeling it could reach over to the door. Yeah, I don't know. These 2 vines are gonna, like, eat me in my sleep or something. It's crazy. But apparently I do better with aquaponics than in soil. Now granted, that mutter plant, the mother plant has got, well, these two, the one on the 20, and the one over on the 75. Which I learned just to put one vine on a tank at this point. So 2, 3, 4. Trying to think if I gave any pothos vines away. But yeah, at least 4 cuttings has came off that plant. And with the exception of the one in the 20, they've all started growing. And these two are not much younger than the mother plants. So, yeah. This is what it could look like if it got watered right. But apparently I'm better with aquaponics than dirted plants. Part of the reason this monstera is not in dirt, I know I do better with aquaponics than I do dirt. 100% better. Yeah, that's very clear now. 2 fenestrations. Somebody did hit it right on the nose. If I can edit it all, I'll put their YouTube name up here on the screen because, yeah, if they're commenting on YouTube, they don't mind that name being out there, I would say. But that's as far as I'll go. Unless maybe I get well, even if I get a comment under this video, it's already up, right? For the person to see the video and make a comment, it's already up. So, yeah, I'll just use the YouTube name. I really don't think that anybody will get upset about that. But I didn't mention, well, I didn't mention that it was a contest either, like I've said, but I didn't make it very clear that it wasn't. So, yeah, we'll at least do bragging rights of the person who got it right on the nose. If somebody else has gotten it on the nose, it'll still be the other person because, well, they got it first. So yeah, their name should already be gone by now. I'll see if I can't edit that in. So, pretty much all of the aquaponic plants are gangbusters. Like I say, if I quit filming, it's probably because my plants ate me. I don't think they're carnivorous, but you know, maybe they are. Yeah. Even this guy, which I can't seem to grow in dirt at all. That's about the healthiest leaves you'll ever see on a, I want to say Stratoscanthia, something like that. I know they're not purple, but those intense purples I don't think are too healthy. I think they're actually stressed out when that gets a lot of purple to it. That looks healthy. Purple doesn't look as healthy to me. Holy smokes, I've been babbling for 14 going on 15 minutes. That was fast. Okay, I'll let you go and we'll see how that other quote-unquote monstera does. I think at least part of it's going to be put in water. Wonder why a fishy plant man guy would do that. I just explained it. Weren't you listening? All right. Talk to you next time.